So this is not your traditional ham steak. Usually a ham steak is actually ham where the pork has been cured and it's sliced pretty thin. It's a good cut of meat, tastes good, but this is a uncured ham steak, and I have never gotten these before. I've never even seen them available, but I've tried one of these, cooking it like you would a pork steak kind of, and it is absolutely delicious. Now the way I got these was I ordered a whole hog from a local farmer here, and on the cut sheet they offered ham steaks, so I figured let me give those a try. And I figured that they're not real ham steaks because I didn't order any cured meat from him. So then in my order I got a bunch of these and they looked so delicious, and it reminded me of a pork steak, but instead of coming from the pork butt, it's coming from the ham. So if you're able to get your hands on these, today I'm going to show you a fantastic way to cook one of these. I'm not sure where you can find these, but these are perfectly butchered to my liking. They are about 1.5 to 2 inches thick. The ones that I got vary in sizes, but this one's probably anywhere from 1.5 inches to maybe 1 inch depending. So this is going to be a super simple cook, and I'm going to be cooking this on my Masterbuilt 1150 Gravity Series charcoal smoker. The last one I did on the pit barrel because pork steaks are very good with direct heat style of cooking, and that Masterbuilt is very similar to direct heat. I know it's not direct heat because it's pulling charcoal from like an offset chamber, but it adds great charcoal flavor, so I think this is going to work out great. And when I did on my pit barrel, I know the pit barrel runs around 275, 300, so it's a little hot. I want to try and cook this a little lower, so that's why I'm using the Gravity Series today. I'm going to be running it around 240 degrees. The first thing we're going to do, no trimming necessary on this. If you're able to get one, I don't think you're going to need trimming either. So we're going to go straight ahead and season this up. All right, so today I'm going to be using my barbecue seasoning, homemade. I have a video how to make this. If you're interested, I will leave a link at the end of the video for you to check it out. It's a great all-around barbecue seasoning. Everyone who has commented that they've used it said it's absolutely delicious. So be sure to check that video out. But we're just going to go ahead with a nice coating. Doesn't need to be too heavy because it's a thinner piece of meat. You get good seasoning coverage. It's not like a pork butt where you have all that internal meat that's not getting seasoned. So just need a nice decent layer on here. We'll get this flipped over. And one side of this has a nice fat layer, which is good because the internal meat is very lean. And you don't want to cook this like a pork chop because it's going to be way too tough. This is coming from the ham, so it needs some low and slow cooking. Try and get the edges. Alright, camera died on me, so I'm not sure where it cut out, but this is all seasoned up, ready for the smoker. Check that out, delicious ham steak right here. So let's bring this out and throw it on the Masterbuilt. Alright, we are out at the Masterbuilt 1150. And just pause it so it doesn't get too hot when we open it. We're up to temp at 240. And I'm going to throw this ham steak right on this top grate. And then I kind of want to just squish it together a little bit so it cooks nice and even. And there we go. Beautiful ham steak on the Masterbuilt 1150. Let's get this closed up and let it smoke. All right, so the ham steak's on the Masterbuilt, and if you don't have one of these smokers, it is a fantastic grill. I did a review video on it. I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video as well if you want to check it out. I'm super impressed with the grill. It gives great flavor to the food on there. Nice charcoal flavor. You can add wood into the hopper as well, which adds some nice wood flavor. And I recently had a comment of something I want to try. He said you can put a full split in the hopper with the charcoal, and that'll add some great flavor as well. And I really want to give that a try. I know it's not suggested by Masterbuilt to do that, but I think that would give it kind of a real offset smoker kind of flavor. So I'm going to give that a test. If you want to see me make a video doing that, leave a comment down below and I'll make that happen. So those familiar with the Masterbuilt, what I did was I mixed in charcoal and mesquite wood chunks in my hopper. And the reason I use mesquite, which if you don't know is a very strong flavored wood, gives a nice smoky flavor. Since it's a mix of charcoal and wood chunks, I wanted to add some nice smoky flavor in there, so the mesquite's going to help with that. But like I said earlier, it's set at 240 degrees. I didn't want it too low and I didn't want it too hot, so 240 is where I settled on. Now it's probably going to cook for, if I had to guess, somewhere between 2-3 hours or so. So this is going to be a similar cook to how you do ribs. I'm going to cook them till they're probably around 180 or so, get a nice bark on this thing. I'm going to go ahead, get it wrapped up, let it finish cooking, unwrap it, throw it back on, and put some delicious vinegar heavy barbecue sauce, because here in North Carolina we love our vinegar. So that's the plan. I will see you in about 2 or 3 hours out there to check on the pork, but obviously you don't need to wait that long, so let's jump out there and check it now. All right, it's been about 3 hours on this ham steak. Take a look at that. You can see we got a real nice bark on this thing. That's what I'm looking for out of this before we wrap it. I think it's ready to wrap. Just a reminder, you can't always go by time. Your time may be different. It's more about look and a little bit of temperature, but more about the look on this. Let's see what temp we are at. It's still very tough. We're about 171. I think this is pretty good to wrap. Like I said, this is still super tough, so we got to tenderize this by wrapping it up. So let's get this inside, we'll get it wrapped up, and then back on the smoker. All right, ham steak's ready to be wrapped. Let's go ahead and get it wrapped. You can see I have butcher paper here, but underneath I have some tin foil. Something like this, you're gonna have to wrap in tin foil to keep all that moisture in and get it nice and tender. But I'm not too big of a fan of wrapping something in straight tin foil anymore. So whenever I am using tin foil, I will wrap in paper first, so it gives it a little barrier between the foil and the meat. Now, it's not gonna steam as much if it was just foil, but I found that the paper holds a lot more moisture, which is a plus. So the foil and paper method I've really been enjoying. So that's what we're doing today on this ham steak. All right, so we're gonna do the traditional rib style where you do butter, honey, brown sugar, but it's gonna be a little different. One reason why is because I don't have brown sugar. But I cooked up some bacon last night, so I saved the bacon grease, and I'm gonna be using bacon grease instead of butter. So I think this should add some nice flavor. And we're kind of just looking for some extra moisture when we wrap this up, which this is going to help with that. But bacon grease cannot be a bad thing. So I think it's going to impart some nice bacony flavor on this ham steak. So I'm excited to see how this comes out. So this is a little test kind of as well, because I've never wrapped with bacon grease. I've done butter, beef tallow, and pork lard, which are all very similar. If I had to choose between butter and pork lard for this, I'd probably go with the pork lard. So when I'm wrapping up a piece of meat and I want to add some fat to it, I usually use the fat that is the same as the piece of meat. So if I'm wrapping up beef, I like to use beef tallow. If I'm wrapping up pork, I like to use lard, because lard is from pork, beef tallow is obviously from beef. If I'm wrapping up chicken, I don't know, butter is probably the best bet for chicken and turkey. But that's my kind of reasoning behind those things. So, got our bacon grease down. Now here I just have some kind of sugar, golden sugar. Not sure what that is, but I don't have brown sugar. So we're going to do something a little different on this. I'll go ahead and put a decent amount of this golden sugar down. Then, since I don't have brown sugar, I'm going to put some molasses on here. And the reason for that is because if you don't know how brown sugar is made, it's actually just regular sugar mixed up with some molasses. You can see it's hot here by how thin this molasses is. If it's the winter time, this would be thick. Then I'm going to go on with our honey, decent amount. We are done. Check that out. Nice crust on there. So we're going to go ahead and lay this right down on top of there, and we will get this wrapped up. We want to wrap it as tightly as we can. Then I just want to remember what side that but bacon grease and everything is on. So this is where it's sitting now on top of this ham steak. And I'll show you in a little bit why I want to remember that. So now it's facing down, which is fine for this step, because now we're going to wrap it in the foil to make sure it's nice and tight. And remember, the bacon grease and sugar and honey is facing down at this point. And then now it is up. So I know if I flip it over again, that's going to finish my foil, but then it's going to be facing down. So what I'm going to do is tuck this foil under like that. Or, you know what I'll do? Better yet, I'll just wrap this over top. Like so. So now everything's on top, and the reason I want to do that is because it's going to melt and cook, and then it's going to kind of fall down and get collected in the bottom. Whereas if I put it back on like this, it's all just going to melt and sit on the bottom, and this side's not going to get anything. So now we're going to have a bunch of stuff on top melted, and then we're going to have the stuff on the bottom collected, so both sides of this ham steak are going to get covered. Now this is going back out on the Masterbuilt. I'm probably going to bump my temp up to 250 degrees. Could go a little hotter, but I think 250 will be good. I'm going to bring this up to somewhere over 200 degrees, probably somewhere between 200 and 210. But it's really going to be poking it and seeing how tender it is. It's not going to get super tender like a pork butt would for pulled pork because it's a thinner piece of meat, but it definitely needs to be more tender than where it is now. And I'm guessing that's going to be somewhere between 200 and 210. So, all right, so I'm going to get this back on the Masterbuilt to finish cooking. And while it's finishing up cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make a nice barbecue sauce to put on this, and I'll show you how that's done now. All right, so here is the barbecue sauce. We're going to start off with some lemon because I don't really have anywhere to put them. I got one lemon here. Try and catch the seeds if you can. I already dropped one in there. Fishing these seeds out should be a carnival game. I have a spoon here. Why don't I just use that? Alright, that took way longer than expected. We'll just cut that out. So, squeeze the other half of the lemon in there. Apple cider vinegar. I want a decent amount of this. It's going to be a very vinegar-heavy barbecue sauce. And I'm not making a lot of barbecue sauce because it's not too big of a piece of meat. I do want some left over for dipping as well. Next, a little ketchup. This just helps thicken it up. Same thing with this mustard. This adds good flavor. This is spicy brown. Plus it helps thicken it up. Then a little bit of honey. Some more sweetness. And I don't add any sugar because the honey and ketchup is already sweet enough. But I will add some of this barbecue seasoning. Again, this is my homemade barbecue rub. I'll leave that link for that video at the end of this so you can watch. Now if you want a thicker barbecue sauce, you can add some molasses. If you want sweeter, you can add some sugar. Brown sugar is not too bad of an add to this, but white sugar is totally fine. Now I would prefer to add some crushed red pepper in here, but my family is not too fond of the spicy stuff, so I left it out, but I would prefer to add some crushed red pepper into this sauce. But it's good either way. So we're just going to mix this up. A whisk really works best for mixing and breaking up all the mustard, ketchup, and honey. You could also throw this on the stove and just simmer it for a little bit to kind of blend everything together. But there is our barbecue sauce. You can see it's a little thicker than a normal straight North Carolina style vinegar sauce, but it's much, much more thinner than a traditional barbecue sauce. So this is going to be perfect for that pork steak, and I think it's done. So let's go out and check and see if it's ready. So it's been about an hour and a half. And I just came out and probed it, and it is feeling tender. Let's go ahead, get this unwrapped. Gonna make a nice mess. Smells like bacon. All right, check that out. Looking beautiful. Let's get a temp. Definitely nice and tender. We're at 203. So like I said, between 200 and 210. But more importantly, it's probing nice and tender. And here we're at 201. But that is tender. That's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and get this sauced up. Alright, so we got it back on that middle grate. I'm going to go ahead and just lather it up with this sauce we made. Get a good amount on there. I'm going to flip it over. Get this top side sauced. See that nice fat right there? This is going to be a nice piece of pork. Alright, so I'm going to bump my grill up to 275 to let this sauce set a little better. I'm probably going to go 15 minutes. I'll come back out, sauce it again, flip it over, another 15 minutes, and it'll probably be done. Then once it's done, I'm going to pull it off, probably wrap it up again, let it rest for about a half an hour. Then I will see you back inside to slice this up and give it a try. And I'm dying to try this, so I can't wait. But I will see you when it's done. Alright, I've been doing this way too often, but I forgot to hit record when I sliced this up and tried it. So let's try this again, and I'm going to act as surprised as if it's my first time trying. So you can see how nice this piece of ham steak came out. Absolutely delicious looking. That sauce tacked up nicely, really nice. You can see I sliced some pieces off already. But it's super tender. Let me slice a little piece off here. You see how nice the knife goes through. Nice chunk right there. Some good fat on it. And I will go ahead and give this another try. Just as good as the first time. Now, that first bite I took was the end piece that had the fat on it. Those are the best bites because the fat adds some nice moisture to it. Whereas this piece that doesn't have fat, definitely more dry. So what I would suggest doing, that's why we made the barbecue sauce, but what I would suggest doing is get all your slices out, drizzle that barbecue sauce over there. As soon as you slice it, it'll absorb some of that moisture and make it a little less dry. But you got to go into this cut of meat knowing it's going to be more dry than something like a pork butt, because the pork butt has all that fat. It's such a large piece of meat, it really maintains some good moisture, whereas this is thinner. It's only got that outer layer of fat, so moisture is an issue. Also, this does have a little nice bacony flavor to it because that bacon grease I wrapped it up in. So that was a good test, and I definitely want to use it more. I think I'm going to try it on a rack of ribs next time. If you want to see that video, leave a comment down below of me doing bacon grease wrapped ribs. This is a super delicious cut of meat. It's got good chew to it, but it's not chewy. So I'm super happy about this. The barbecue sauce and the seasoning is perfect combo for this pork. That Masterbuilt added great charcoal-y and smoke flavor. That is a great grill to use. I'm super impressed with it. I love using it. If you want to try this recipe out, it's going to be tough to find this cut of meat since I got it from my local farmer. I would suggest maybe going to a good butcher and explaining that you just want a piece of steak cut from the ham. It's basically just a cross section of the ham. And if you do get one, I'd go with one 2 inches thick. This one's a little thinner than the other one that I cooked. And the other one was just a little bit less dry because it was a thicker cut of meat. So I suggest going at least 2 inches if you can. But again, super happy with this. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. And I'll leave a link to everything I like to use in my video down in the description below. If you're interested in anything, check it out. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe right over here. And I'm going to leave my barbecue seasoning video, like I said, and the Masterbuilt 1150 review video over there for you to check out. But most importantly, get out there and smoke something good.